Thompson out front, Donald Lockery in second place, about 1.7 seconds behind, and then nearly 8 seconds behind those two, we've got this battle. And it's a moment being tenderly led by Michael Edgar, and once again, David Wright trying to get up alongside him. It's an extraordinary situation. I never would have dreamt that a car could have been quite so competitive without half its rear wing missing. But of course, the times are telling everyone. There's the second place man in the Cuisine de France sponsored car, Donald Lockery, ex-Formula V man. And he's just 1.7 seconds behind the leader. Is he closing on him? I think he definitely is. Surely Sam Thompson isn't in trouble again. I mean, the luck this man is having is just incredibly awful. Now, they've got one set of tyres to last them the whole day. They mustn't overuse these tyres. This is critical. They've already done a qualifying session in them. Of course, that was in slightly damp conditions. So Sam Thompson could be playing it just a little bit clever here and trying to preserve his tyres and his lead as much as possible.
Well, he only has to win it by a car length. He doesn't have to win it by 20 car lengths. But young Lockery, he will want to really get up there close. If they finish as they are, as Alan explained, the grid will be reversed for the next race, and these two will be on the back row, and they'll have their heart and their work cut out to get all the way through. But Lockery at the moment driving very well indeed. He loves these Opel Lotus cars. These prepared by Michael Merrigan down at Wicklow. New to this class, extremely good results when he was in Formula V, but a lot quicker, nearly 6-7 seconds a lap quicker, the Formula Opel car. And here they are, side by side again, but still Edgar can hold off David Wright in a straight line. So as Alan was saying, in the corners, Wright is all over him, but because the wing is giving him no downforce in a straight line, he possibly 3-4 miles an hour quicker. So David Wright has his work cut out. He's going to have to outside him. He goes to the left and then tries to pull up alongside him as the extra one. You see Roddy's beginning to make inroads at David Wright now.
Yeah, and I think they should take the wings off these cars permanently. They're far more exciting to watch. And I thought David Wright actually had an opportunity there at Coca-Cola Hairpin with the downforce, superior downforce that he should have. It might have just been possible to drive right around the outside, and that's the kind of maneuver I think he's going to have to be thinking about. Now you see, he's not past him here. He's going to be in trouble down this straight. There's our race leader. So no change for the moment in third place. They're 10 seconds now behind second place man, who's right very close to Sam Thompson. Here we are. Here's still the battle back at Coca-Cola Bend again. Just 3 laps to go for these boys now.
I think what's happening when David gets to the outside, the tail of Edgar's car just steps out because it doesn't have the downforce, and he's afraid of knocking the front wing. He's been very, very close indeed. This time he follows him straight through the corner, but Roddy very quick in there on the brakes, trying to get underneath David Wright's gearbox. What Roddy needs to do is to be close enough to David Wright so that if he does make a move on the inside of Edgar, that he can follow them through, because you can see both very experienced drivers. That's our lead, a second place man in the background. 2 laps to go for these lads and everybody else, so it's 2 laps to go. So if Lockery's going to do anything about Sam Thompson's lead, he has a little over 2.5 miles to do it.
So Donald Lockery, the Cuisine de France car there with a view of the yellow and red car of Sam Thompson virtually for this entire race. But the real excitement at the moment is in third place. And what is David Wright? Where is he going to get this man? This is a really difficult proposition for him. He really, I think, has to get him on entry into a corner. If he can come out now, could he really go around the outside? It's a lot to ask for. Can he manage to force Michael Edgar to run a little bit wide and then dive down the inside? Here's another opportunity here. Down the inside there, if there's any kind of a gap left, is a possible place, but there wasn't that time. And as I say, Noel Roddy uncomfortably close to his rear, and Roddy very nearly clipped him indeed about a lap ago. So great stuff indeed. Up to Dunlop they come this time, and again he hasn't been able to do it. He gets so close there, and he's faster through that corner if he could just get a clear road. But Michael Edgar quite legitimately blocking him there and holding on to this tender third place. First and second we're watching.
Lockery coming through there with a lot of slide on. As Alan says, these one set of slick tyres have to do these drivers for all 3 races, and sliding it through there very quick. There's on his last lap, less than a mile to the checkered flag. Sam Thompson, his luck I hope is changing at this time, but it's a great result for Sam. But remember, in the next race this means he will be the last man on the grid, so First man to finish gets a single point, but starts the next race right on the back. Lockery closing in. At this stage, I say Sam, that is still there. Edgar still holding that third place. That's our winner. Sam Thompson wins. Donald Lockery is second. And who is going to be third? Will it be Michael Edgar? Will it be David Wright? David Wright looking that inside again. Little puff of smoke from Edgar's car. They're going to be side by side. No. Closing over, moving over to Wright. So it's Edgar third, David Wright fourth, and Noel Roddy fifth.
And then it looks like it's going to be Damien O'Hare, Sarah Kavanagh, Gary O'Brien, PJ Fallon and Jackie Dolan. So that's the finishing order. And remember, every one of those orders counting. And of course, the man who will get maximum points is David Collar and Vivian Daly, who ended up in the sand traps. Not a good result for them. But Sam Thompson with 1 point, the victor here on the first leg of the Leinster Trophy. Sarah Kavanagh there, who finished 7th in that race, climbing out of the machine. Quite exhausted, I think, by the whole thing, and quite elated to still have her machine in one piece, which is more can be said for some of them. So Sarah, we congratulated by Declan Quickly, the Autosport correspondent there. And in the meantime, we come